Hello again, and welcome to Module 7 of our Small Business Certified AI Strategist program. In our last module, we focused on the groundwork for creating a strategic AI roadmap covering everything from researching the small business concerns to aligning AI solutions with a company's goals and reviewing their current IT environment. Now we're moving on to the next phase, the leader workshop. Think of this as a series of working sessions, live or virtual, that you're going to have with your client, where you'll speak directly with the decision makers and the key stakeholders of the organization. These workshops typically include the owner, the C suite executives, such as the CEO, COO, and CTO. And it also includes the department heads that span areas like operations, marketing, finance, HR, and customer service. The purpose of these workshops is to get a complete picture of both the high level strategic objectives and then also the day to day challenges that each individual leader faces. When it comes to scheduling, you'll want to usually arrange a 1 hour meeting, either one on one or in a small group. Now, if you opt for individual lessons, that hour is often just right for a deeper dive into a single person's domain. For group sessions, however, especially if several stakeholders are involved, plan for more time so each person can share their insights without feeling rushed. Before you schedule these workshops, I recommend asking for a warm introduction to each participant from your main point of contact at the company. That way, they'll have some sort of idea who you are, why you're meeting, and how their input will shape the business's AI strategy. It's also important to prepare your attendees so they arrive with some initial thoughts. You can do this by sending out a brief email template explaining what the workshop is about. Namely, you'll want to ask them to think about what they wish they could automate or predict in their daily work. Now, to organize the information that you gather, we provide a simple spreadsheet template. For each leader or department head that you're holding these workshops with will get their own tab in the spreadsheet so you can track their feedback systematically. In this spreadsheet, you'll want to make a note of each of the departments that they represent, especially the CEOs or COOs, who might touch on multiple areas of the organization. This spreadsheet, it has columns for automation and prediction ideas, which we'll talk about more in detail shortly. They also have fields for scoring methods like the robust scoring method or MICE, which we'll also cover in a future module. For now, just know that this template will help you keep track of every idea that surfaces during these sessions. So let's walk through the structure of a typical leader workshop. First, when the meeting starts, you'll want to introduce yourself, and you'll want to start, of course, recording the meeting if it hasn't started already. You need to remind the participants that you're here to uncover and prioritize the AI opportunities that align with their business objectives. Then, if you've identified any potential concerns from earlier conversations, like, for example, employees feeling fearful of job loss because of AI, then go ahead and address them up front. I also like to start each session with some sort of brief icebreaker that gets everyone talking, something as simple as asking everyone to share their favorite pizza topping, or if it's around Halloween, I've asked them, what is your favorite Halloween costume that you saw this year? Sometimes it involves individuals getting out their phone and showing you a picture of the costume that they saw. And this is important because it will loosen things up and it will encourage more candid, comfortable conversation. Because these conversations, they can very quickly turn into complaint fests, because really what individuals are doing is they're talking about the things that they typically loathe doing, the things that are time sinks, the things that they know that they could automate, the things that they wish that they could predict. So it's easy for these workshops to have kind of a negative tone. And that's fine, because you want to gather as many opportunities as possible so you can make an impact on the business. But it's important to let everyone know that this is a safe space. You are an individual who's coming in to help design the solutions to these opportunities that they're helping you outline. Once you've set the stage and the icebreaker is complete, you'll want to move on to the first exercise. The first exercise is based on the simple phrase, I wish I could automate X so that I can Y. You'll want to ask each participant to take out a pen and paper and to take about 3 minutes to brainstorm at least three possibilities of items that fit that template. So I wish I could automate X so that I can Y. An example response would be is someone might say, I wish I could automate the invoice approval process so that I can reduce our monthly billing time, or I wish I could automate data entry for new hires so I can free up the HR team for more strategic tasks. You'll want to be silent for 3 minutes and allow these individuals to write down at least three. Some individuals will write down three ideas, some individuals will write down one. It doesn't matter. Some will be overachievers and will write down many. After the 3 minutes of silence are up, you'll want to have them share their ideas one by one. And this is the time where you need to probe a little bit and ask for clarifying questions. You want to ask about what is the current process? How much time does it take? Which systems are involved? And what specific pain points exist when you're doing this? You'll record all of these details in your spreadsheet under the specific tab. And as the individuals are going through the process, the meeting notes are on. So you're actually recording the verbalized process that they go through to complete that task currently. So the first exercise is an automation exercise where we are helping the leaders identify the opportunities for automation in the business. Now, the second exercise in this 1 hour session is to repeat a similar template around prediction. So you'll ask participants to think in terms of, I wish I could predict X so that I can Y. So the first one was, I wish I could automate X so that I can Y. The second one is, I wish I could predict X so that I can Y. Again, you'll give them 3 minutes to brainstorm a few statements. You'll recommend that they come up with three. And some example responses might be, I wish I could predict future product demand so that I can optimize inventory levels. Or I wish I could predict customer churn so that I can proactively reach out and improve retention. Now, after the 3 minutes is up, you're going to collect all of the ideas. You're going to ask everyone to share their prediction wish list. And then you will explore the same types of questions to understand the current workflow or data sources or systems that they're using. You'll want to get a sense of why these predictions matter to the individual and by extension to the department or the company at large. Now, make sure that you're capturing every detail during these calls, both what they wish for and why they think it's important. The goal here is to emerge from each session with a clear list of potential AI projects or opportunities or initiatives tied directly to the real challenges that people face. This is invaluable because it reflects the actual needs of the organization rather than theoretical or top-down assumptions. As a warning, when you lead each one of these sessions, there will be a lot of excitement from the stakeholders. There will be a lot of items that they've brought up that they have kind of uncovered in the automation realm and the prediction realm. You're going to end up with a list of 50 to 100 of these automations that are the automation wish list, and there will be some redundancies. But what's useful is that you have a list that is now the starting point for you to be able to one, prioritize, and two, to be able to design solutions against. Now, to end each workshop, you want to make sure that you thank each of the participants for their time and letting them know what comes next. You'll explain that you'll be synthesizing all of these insights, and in a future module, we'll uncover how to actually score each one of these insights and how to prioritize them in a form that builds that practical AI roadmap, which is effectively the 12-month plan for the organization. Reinforce to the participants that their input is essential since it helps paint a complete picture of what's actually happening on the ground and what's possible moving forward. Before you wrap up the workshop, let the individuals know that you're going to be going in and prioritizing and designing AI systems that can help them solve these acute business problems, and that you might have additional questions in the future. So you might be reaching out via email or even to schedule a future meeting. Now, before I close out this module, I want to emphasize the importance of recording these sessions. As we discussed earlier, When you capture everything in video or audio, you create a resource that you can revisit later to catch nuances that you might have missed in real time. This can be especially helpful if you're planning to feed any transcripts into any large language model like ChatGPT or Claude to help with analysis or even drafting parts of your final roadmap. Now, in another video, we're going to go over the shoulder, and I'm actually going to give you a demo of filling out this worksheet. So don't worry if I breeze through that too much and you're hurriedly taking notes and trying to figure out what step do I do next. I'm going to show you a real life example of leading a workshop and how do we fill out these worksheets to completion. So that brings us to the end of Module 7, building a strategic AI roadmap, the Leader Workshop. By running these targeted sessions with the key leaders in the business, you're taking a huge step into creating an AI roadmap that truly serves the business's needs. You'll be encouraging them to think in terms of automation and predictions. You'll want to use the spreadsheet template to keep everything organized and remember to schedule the appointments appropriately. 1 hour for individual sessions and longer if you have groups. Now, in our next module, we'll focus on how to effectively score and prioritize these ideas generated in these workshops using methodologies like the robust scoring method and the MICE scoring method. So I'll see you in Module 8.